Well, I don't know all the ins and outs of the therapeutic approach to mindfulness, but essentially what it's saying is that the outside forces do not control the inner self, and by doing that, what that means is that you can essentially shield yourself from some negative influences that could eventually cause you to get depressed, for instance, or eventually suicidal. I think that's, but certainly you would think that if it applies in that instance, certainly it applies to other instances, and you could take students, say, could actually review their own perceptions and their own frameworks and make adjustments. Because so much of what we pick up is negative. A lot of the cultural stuff we pick up, we all sort of assume that culture, for instance, is positive and good. Well, a lot of the cultural stuff we pick up, and particularly adolescents and teenagers pick up, is not only junk, but it's very detrimental and negative. And it causes all sorts of psychological and psychiatric problems. So the idea, and the Buddhists clearly show us that, when somebody says something nasty to you, just put that silly Buddha grin on your face, and that's a coping mechanism. Well, it's even beyond a coping mechanism, because you don't cope with it, you just don't allow it to enter into yourself and really affect you that way. So really, I think that's an important point, because a lot of what the past, at least the pop psych, has been is that how do you cope? How do you integrate it? And what this is saying is, wait a second, you don't have to cope if you don't let it in.
Right.
And the Buddhists say, you're not going to be greedy if you don't let greedy thoughts come in. Or you're not going to be angry if you don't let these angry thoughts come in.
But see, the younger people are more vulnerable.
Oh, much more vulnerable, yeah. And the other thing is they're depending on adults, and a lot of the adults are idiots. Morons, sheep. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, look at Hollywood. Look at Washington, D.C. And we're supposedly the most advanced culture there is. I'm sorry, but this is the best we can do. We got to do better. It's kind of a sorry state of affairs there.